Hi everyone and welcome back to another video with me Shruti Vashist. You're watching Living Our Ascension. In today's video, I want to speak to you about how to be more masculine. So if you are wondering whether you're a man, woman or any gender, it doesn't really matter. We all have a balance of masculine and feminine energy inside of us, just varying degrees. And if you want to know, you instinctively feel like you need more masculine energy in your life, or you're not sure what it is, then also you can watch this videos because I'll be giving you some tips. And I hope to keep it simple, not go too much into the sacred principles, but just explain it in a more basic way that, we all intuitively understand as humans. So if you'd like to watch subjects like this, then give this video a thumbs up. That's how I know what kind of videos you'd like to watch from me. Subscribe if you are new here, and check out my personal services. Those will be below this video on my website. I have all kinds of services to bring you into alignment with your truth and into your masculine and feminine nature, the balance of both. That is what Ascension is. So how to be more masculine? I have some points today, and so the first one is make firm decisions, and make decisions from truth. So this is basically alignment to truth. This is what the vibration is. And I know that while we are still on a journey to discover ourselves, we may not know what truth really is. It can get confusing. But when we are really in our masculine, there is this discernment that's there, and we don't take action until we don't take decisive action and go full on until we are in touch with that truth. So the divine masculine is about being in touch with that truth and being dedicated and focused in order to hone in to what that truth is, and flowing from that, taking an action from that. So it's alignment to truth. So the masculine is about presence, essentially. When we are present, when the higher self is present in us as physical humans, and we flow as the higher self, we make decisions as the higher self, then we are always in alignment. So the masculine is about that alignment. So when you know what your decision is, you have made a firm decision, and you have to also stick firm with it. So you can't just waver. Then you are really in alignment with your inner masculine. So this is something you can practice. Obviously not all of us have this, and as you're listening to this video, you can also feel into which things am I good at, which things perhaps I need more of, and maybe that's a message for you as well. So flowing from this first point is the second point about discernment and objectivity, which are masculine qualities again. So an easier way that I would describe this is that you need to have boundaries. So you need to know who you are. What is my exact energy? What is the energy of my higher self? Or me as the person that I am, here to shine in the world, here to serve in the world. What is that? So what is right for me? Essentially, where do I need to put my energy, because my energy is precious and it's sacred. So I need to put it in a place that from within myself I'm being guided to, and where I can be most efficient rather than just disperse it everywhere. So for that, of course, you need to be a person who has really strong boundaries. They number one, know what they are. So this alignment to truth, they can make that firm decision, and from that they also are able to have boundaries with other people. They know how I am different from this other person, and they also, within personal relationships also, they are able to know where their energy ends and mine begins. And when something is not aligned for them, but perhaps the other person is feeling it, they're able to create that separation, not in a dysfunctional way where you don't have compassion for the other person, but you're not identifying with whatever the other person is needing. You know what you need to do versus what they are flowing with. So you need to have more discernment and objectivity, this ability to separate yourself from the other, to not separate yourself, but to sort of unattach and not be attached. Unattach and see from a more objective, distanced perspective things as they are. So that would be number two for me, discernment and objectivity. And then number three, which again is related to truth, is that you serve and protect truth. So it's about service. The masculine is about service. The masculine is the most humble aspect, where it shows up. It just wants to be in service to life. It just wants to serve, and it takes right action. So again, when it's in touch with truth, this part of us, we know what truth is. We know what is right, and especially what is right for us and what is right for the now, what is best for now, and we are able to stand firm within that and execute it. So this becomes also part of our service, where we are constantly inspired with where we need to be in service now, how we need to serve and protect truth. So all the actions that we take are aligned with truth, and just taking those actions in the world, whatever you're doing, becomes that, because that is your energy and you're showing up for it. So service, protecting those that are, let's say, weaker than you physically or otherwise, holding this presence for everything around you to come into alignment as well. So things that are of a more feminine nature, they have a different energy, they have a different thing that they the feminine, it has other strong qualities that we associate with the divine feminine, and with the divine masculine we associate presence and alignment. So in the presence of the divine masculine, everything else that is there comes into alignment. So what this means at a more mundane level is that you are able to hold space for other people to also come into their empowerment, to also become independent, to be able to take decisions on their own, to not always just jump in and help them, but to guide them from a bit of a distance. And it's kind of like you're allowing them to come into their own higher self, and that this presence that lives inside me, this burning truth, is present inside every human and everything in creation. And so you make space for the other person to also fall down sometimes and get hurt if they have to a little bit, while also being there and watching over them in a sense, but at the same time holding space for their higher potential to come through, not always jumping in to just protect them, if you know what I mean. So again, you allow the presence of others to come through because you are so much in your own presence, and because you feel it and it's sacred, and that you have it, therefore everybody else does as well, and you create space for that to happen. So the next point, the fourth point, is consistent action. This is a quality of the divine masculine. Is if you imagine the sun comes up every day, regardless of what is happening on the planet. There's a war going on, or it's relatively peaceful, it doesn't really matter. The sun is there consistently all the time. Like if you think of the moon, which represents the divine feminine, it has a very different quality. Sometimes it's round, sometimes it's half, sometimes it's not there, it's the new moon, and it's consistent, it's constantly changing. So its quality is not consistency, its strength is not consistency. That is the quality of the sun, of the divine masculine within us, is consistency. So it means that we show up for whatever it is that we are serving, whatever it is that we are building and creating in the world. We show up consistently for it. And even if it's difficult, even if we lack the self-confidence on a particular day, but we still show up. So it's about showing up even if you're not 100% confident, but it's about being there present. You are present anyway, and working with whatever you can in that moment, even if you're losing confidence. But it's kind of like having still the grit to do that, to be in that difficult circumstance and to still show up and to take actions and learn from them, whatever works and whatever doesn't. So this is a quality of the divine masculine, is consistent action. Lots of people who are in their more feminine energy, men and women, especially when going through a spiritual awakening, they will lack this quality. Like they will be very creative, they'll be inspired with these ideas, be very imaginative, have very open intuition, but perhaps not yet able to put that into action and create things in the outer world, because the masculine is about outer creativity. It's not inner creativity where you're something is coming through your intuition, you're feeling you're being inspired by ideas and beauty. That is more of a feminine quality, which is the first stage. Well, the next stage is to put that into creative action. So that is a quality of the masculine, is that you are inspired from within through this inner fire, this inner sun that you have, and then you show up and you're able to take step-by-step actions and create in the outer world. So that is what why success is also related to the masculine, principle. I'm not saying related to males, which is a distorted idea in our society, but just the masculine within us is the one that is able to achieve outer success when we implement it the right way. So some other smaller points that I had were that you are able to take up space in the world as well. So again, if you imagine the archetype of the sun, which is the archetype related to the divine masculine, the sun is not afraid to shine. It's there, and even if it's too bright for us, like it's too hot, too bright, it burns everything, it doesn't care. It's there to shine its beautiful light. It provides life. It gives birth to life in the world. So it's just showing up as itself, the purpose that it has been born with, and it's just consistent in it. It just shines its light, and if other things get burned, then that is part of the cycle. It's just doing its own work. So we are also like that. Our sole purpose, the sun is related also to our soul or spirit, you can say. We are here to live as the higher self, and if our power burns other people, if it triggers them, then that is something they are going through. It's also a sacred process. So we can't, of course, we're not trying to step on other people or deliberately show them down or anything like that. But if you are simply just being yourself, or you're holding back from being yourself just because you think it can hurt other people or it'll lead to power struggles, then you are not really in your full masculine. So we have to become comfortable with all of these power issues, with being the one that shines as well. So all of us shine in a different way. So there is no real competition, like they say, the real competition is just with yourself. So you have that higher vision that we are all here to be that bright shining sun that we are, and you go from there. It's not about being afraid of taking actions and being yourself, or preventing others from doing so. So that is a beautiful, balanced, divine masculine energy when you're able to do that in the world. So yeah, I think these are some of the points. Of course, there's many more one can mention. Everything in life is the flow of the feminine and masculine. So there can be multiple examples, but these were some of the main ones that I wanted to mention. And I hope that you were able to identify yourself in them, see perhaps which ones you need more of, which ones you are already doing well in. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if this was helpful. If you have more points, write them down as well for all of our viewers. And subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm also going to be making one on how to be more feminine, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.